So in this video, I'm going to talk about how you can get tech internships or software jobs after you graduate or while you are a student using hackathons. Now, if you don't already know what exactly hackathons are, I highly recommend that you watch my friend Maria's video because I'm assuming that you already know what hackathons are. I'm just going to tell you how you can use them to get your tech job and the role that you dream of. And as for me, I attribute major part of my success in technical roles and me being able to get a software job after I graduated, all to hackathons. Reason being that I have been to a lot of hackathons. And when I say a lot, I mean over 100 hackathons, and made a lot of projects and also learned how these hackathons work and how I can use them to get more jobs. So the first thing that you need to do in order to increase your chances of getting a job using hackathons is stop being shy and start talking to people. I know this is really hard, and it was very hard for me to actually start talking to people at hackathons, but this is the best way to actually make connections, and connections later will get you jobs. So step number one, when you go to a hackathon, always talk to a lot of people, get their emails and add them on LinkedIn. Your major goal should be to make as many connections as possible. So in the hackathon, you're going to meet so many people. Don't just stick with your team, but go to different people, go to different teams, ask what they're doing, and ask them if you can add them on LinkedIn and get their email or contact information and introduce yourselves. Step number two is always print your resumes and take them with you at hackathons. So I have personally been on both sides of the hackathon, as a student on the student side and as a judge on the judge side. And also, all those sponsor booths, I've been at one of those as well. So I can tell you that if a student drops their resume, we don't throw it. We actually take it and we either take a photo of it and send it to the recruiters, or we just at least read the resume or give the student some feedback. So do print out your resume. And I know it's common sense for students to say oh, I'm going to a hackathon, I'm going to take my resumes to give to recruiters. But practically not a lot of students are doing this. And if you're doing this, kudos, good job, keep it up. But if you're not, then do print out your resumes and take it with you at those hackathons. And don't just throw it out randomly or give it to random people. First, you got to go to a sponsor booth. You got to talk to the recruiters. You got to ask them questions. You're going to introduce yourselves and you're going to make a connection, maybe get their LinkedIn. And then you're going to give your resume and tell them that you would really appreciate if they would at least consider your resume, or if they're not taking any resumes, just ask them for feedback. Which leads me to my step number 3, is getting feedback on your resume. Step 3 is that you're going to take your resumes and wherever you see a recruiter or those sponsor booths, which are, by the way, a really great resource, and you should be at least spending 20 to 30% of your time at the hackathon at those sponsor booths, because those recruiters working at those companies that are coming at those sponsor booths, they hold a chest of knowledge that you should try to grab at. So ask them a lot of questions. For example, you can ask them, what kind of traits do you look for in an ideal candidate? Or what do you think is missing in my resume that I can do? Or what is their recruitment process? Or what kind of application tracking system they use? Now, application tracking system in itself is a different category of videos that I'm going to make in the future. But that being said, if you ask the recruiters and get a little bit of an idea on how their application tracking works, or if it's all automated by AI, or if actual humans look at the resumes, you're going to be more prepared to apply for that company. Because when you're applying, you know that, oh, am I optimizing it for AI or am I optimizing this for a human? Step number 4 is actually connect with those recruiters and follow up. Now, you're going to go to those sponsor booths, you're going to talk to the recruiter, you're going to tell them about yourself, you're going to introduce yourself, add them on LinkedIn. And when you graduate or when you're looking for an internship, always shoot all of those recruiters an email that, oh, I'm looking for open positions. Do you want to give me a referral? Or is it possible that maybe you can tell me if there are any job openings? So sometimes you could get lucky and there could be a job opening and the recruiter will directly connect you with the hiring manager. Sometimes they would just refer you to the job applying portal and tell you that, okay, here are jobs and you can apply to these jobs. But if you want to increase your chances, just always stay connected with the recruiters, always shoot them an email. Emails of the recruiters are a really good resource that you should have somewhere in your computer, in your database, that, okay, I went to these hackathons. These are the recruiters, these are their names, and I collected these information through hackathons. Because recruiter emails you can find online with some tools or some Chrome extensions on LinkedIn. But like the fact that they know you now, you went to them, introduced them, and then you went home and then you sent a follow-up email to them saying that, oh, I met you like this and this. I would love to stay in contact. So next time when you email them about asking for a job or something, that'll jog their memory and they will remember that, oh, I did talk to this person, and that will definitely push them in the direction of actually helping you out in getting your role or position. And finally, the most important step 5, that I want to talk about how hackathons can help you in getting your tech internship, is that please make a lot of projects and put them on your resume. So every hackathon you go, make sure that you come up with at least one project for that hackathon, and always write a report about it and like what you learned from the project. It's even better if you keep your personal blog, or like you write online about what projects you make, or you make all those projects and you upload on GitHub. That'll contribute to your GitHub. It's always a good practice to keep a log of that, because when you're applying for jobs and then you add your link to your blog in your resume, the recruiters are going to go to that link and then they're going to see all of those projects that you worked on, and that's going to count towards your experience. Because as students, we don't have a lot of work experience, but when you have all those projects, that shows the recruiters that you take initiative, and that's going to add to your work experience in your resume. And if you want to know more about how to optimize your resume better for application tracking systems, I also have a video for that over here. So that's all for this video, and I'm going to see you in upcoming videos.